guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Slash. That's right, a new series of TMNT figures are showing up on store shelves very soon. And today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first of this new batch, being the evil turtle named Slash. As you can see, he comes in the standard blister card packaging featuring that same bright green and purple background that we've seen on all of the other Nick Turtles figures in the lineup so far. The blister bubble fully showcases the figure within, and of course has a little sticker on there that lets you know he's a new character from Season 2 of the cartoon. The back of that packaging gives us a new bio for the Slash character, and below that we get a look at the many figures that are currently available in the Nick Turtles toy line. So taking a look at the figure outside of the packaging, this is of course based on the way Slash appears in the new Nickelodeon TMNT cartoon series. So he's kind of got that large, bulkier body type that's got a little bit of a smaller head there at the top, which is how he appears in the series. He's also got that really big underbite going on with his jawline there. And the sculpt itself is pretty good on this guy. I like the overall look, and there's a lot of really great details worked into his skin because you can see there's a really nice texture design going on there, and he's got a lot of little bumps and spikes kind of sticking off his skin, especially like on the top of his head and kind of going down his neck. Some of the other areas I really like the sculpting are seen on the fingernails. You can see that they're not perfect. He's got kind of like these long, kind of ugly looking fingernails sticking off of his fingers there. And of course he's got sharp, pointy toenails sticking off of his feet. The shell on his back is spiky and is also just as rugged looking as those fingernails were there. It's kind of got a brown outline there with a bright green color on the center of the shell. So speaking of the colors, the paint job on the figure is nicely done. His skin tone is sort of like this dark green, almost bluish color, so he definitely has a more darker color than all the other turtles who are much more bright and colorful. And then he's got this kind of a deeper, almost yellowish brown color for his chest with the brown belt going across the stomach with a nice silver S right there in the center. He's got brown wraps going across his hands and his feet. And then, of course, the signature black mask going across his eyes. Now, while the paintwork that's on there is nice, as I said, one of the problems with Slash here is that he's another figure who is lacking several paint decos. If you take a look at his feet, underneath the wraps, it's just all solid brown on his feet. So the toenails and the bottom of his feet, where it should still be the same greenish color as the rest of his skin, is all just done in a solid brown color. Another spot is there's this little kind of peg-looking thing sticking off of his shoulder, which at first I wasn't sure what it was, but it turns out it's actually one of those little green spikes that you can also see kind of going down his neck there. This was also supposed to be colored green just like those, so since it's the normal skin tone, it looks a little strange. If you just take a look at the image on the back of the card there, you can see all the paint deco we're missing out on, so it is a bit of a bummer here. The other negative thing I have to bring up is the scale of this figure. Slash stands just under 5 inches tall, so when you stand him next to one of the Ninja Turtles, he's unfortunately shorter than them. Slash is another character who's supposed to be much bigger and monstrous looking, so it's a bit of a shame that he's smaller than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are. Alright, let's go ahead and run down the articulation on this guy. The head's on a joint that allows it to turn left and right, but because of the hunched over back, it definitely more kind of rocks left and right than it does actually turn side to side. You got the ball joints of the shoulder, so the arms can go outwards, forwards, and backwards. You've got swivels above the elbow, as well as a standard elbow bend, but nothing else in the wrists or the hands there. There's nothing in the torso, since it's just kind of one big shelled body there, but he does have the hinge joints at the legs, so they can kind of swivel at the thighs there, and you can also get the legs to move outwards or forwards and backwards, depending on how you have the leg turned, but there's no more articulation below that, so the feet are just stuck in a static pose. So he's not overly articulated, and he's definitely not as articulated as the other turtles, but you can still get some decent poses out of this guy. And then for an accessory, Slash includes this maced club. Now, the handle of the mace is the same color green as his skin, and the color of the mace on top is the same color as the brown used on his bands. So again, another piece that's lacking a lot of paint deco. but it's still a nice solid weapon, and it can be held nicely in either one of his hands. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Here's a look at the brand new Nick Slash standing alongside the vintage version, so you can see the similarities and the differences between the two designs. So there you go guys, there's a look at the brand new Nick Turtle Slash figure. Slash has always been a character that I've really liked, and I've enjoyed his appearance in the new cartoon series, so I was definitely anxious to get this in action figure form. I am a bit let down that he's missing some paint details, but I do understand that that's something we've been seeing regularly in this line at this particular price point. But the scale on this guy is a real letdown. Again, scale has been something else we've seen really off in this line, and I get it's because that they're all in a basic figure scale, and you can't really make a lot of big giant deluxe figures in this particular retail line, but I really wish Slash was at the very least the same size as the Turtles, but he definitely should have been bigger. Slash should be hitting retail store shelves very soon, so happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.
Oh.